I got an obnoxious passenger fired. So I'm from South Africa, but I live in Japan with my Japanese wife. We just got married and went to South Africa for our honeymoon to meet my parents. The whole trip was amazing until the flight back home. We had 3 flights total to get back to Japan. The first one was from Johannesburg to Qatar. 8 hours. We board the plane and get to our seats. I noticed a bunch of passengers wearing the same company shirts, some pharmaceutical company. Right behind us sits this woman and 2 guys all wearing those same shirts. The second they sit down, this woman, let's call her Brandy, starts talking. And I mean loud, like the whole cabin could hear her. I'm a nervous flyer, so I just put my headphones on and tried to ignore it. As soon as the seatbelt sign turns off, Brandy starts ordering drinks. Brandy and Cokes for her and her coworkers. Drink after drink after drink. By drink number 6, her voice is so loud I can hear her over the metal music blasting through my headphones. Then she starts talking about relationships, specifically about how she hates interracial couples and thinks they shouldn't be together. My wife is Japanese. I'm white. We're literally sitting right in front of her. A woman 4 seats over finally says, "Excuse me, could you please quiet down? I'm trying to sleep." Brandy looks at her and goes, "This isn't a nighttime flight. Haven't you heard of earplugs?" And just keeps talking. Everyone in our section makes eye contact. We all know this flight is about to get wild. 20 minutes later, a flight attendant comes over and politely asks Brandy to keep it down. She agrees, orders another round, and quiets down for maybe 30 minutes. Then she's right back to being louder than the jet engines. A Chinese woman from across the cabin gets up and walks over. In broken English, she says, "Please be quiet. My child keeps waking up because of you." Brandy looks up at her and in terrible Chinese asks, "Can you speak Chinese?" Over and over until the frustrated woman goes back to her seat. I speak Chinese, so I understood what Brandy was trying to say. It was embarrassing. The flight attendants finally closed the bar for the entire cabin, which pissed me off because I wanted a few more whiskeys. But then I hear the sound of a bottle cap cracking open. Brandy had bought duty-free brandy at the airport and was passing it around to her coworkers. And once again, they're louder than ever. I look over at my wife. She pulls out one earbud, looks through the crack in the seat at Brandy, then looks at me with pure rage on her face. I'd never seen her that angry. That's when I snapped. I stood up and announced loud enough for everyone to hear, "Excuse me, everybody. Can I have your attention? By show of hands, who here would like these people to shut up?" About 30 people raised their hands. I turned to Brandy, pointed at her, and said, "Look, understand? Shut up." I sat back down to applause from half the cabin. My wife was shocked. The flight attendant who saw everything brought me a Coke and slipped me 2 little bottles of whiskey. Brandy and her friends finally passed out and stayed quiet for the rest of the flight, but Brandy wasn't done. On our descent, she wakes up and starts aggressively pressing the buttons on my entertainment screen to make my seat shake, like a toddler throwing a tantrum. I ignored her. We land and everyone starts getting up. As soon as Brandy sees me and my wife, she starts insulting me, calling me fat, saying I married an Asian woman because I can't get a real South African woman. High school bully garbage. I just smiled and nodded at everything and walked off the plane. My wife and I found a cafe to relax before our next flight to Malaysia. We get to the gate and guess who else is flying to Malaysia? Brandy. She's taking selfies by the window and doesn't see me. I walk up to a guy wearing the same company shirt and ask, "Excuse me, that blonde woman over there taking selfies, what's her name? She looks like someone I went to high school with." He tells me her full name. I thank him, and for the rest of the wait, I log into the airport Wi-Fi. I find their company Facebook page and website. Then I send a detailed message about everything Brandy said and did on the flight. Every racist comment, every drink, everything. The next 2 flights home were quiet. 2 weeks later, the CEO replies asking for my phone number. He calls me and apologizes for everything Brandy put us through. Then he tells me this. By the time Brandy landed in Malaysia, he had already seen my message. He changed her return flight back to South Africa for the very next day. Then he fired her at the airport when she landed. I bought a bottle of brandy and Coke on my way home from work that day to celebrate with my wife.